Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 3. Strap yourselves in because today is a big episode. We've got two games, win them both, and we should be in the playoffs come the end of the season to try and get promoted to La Liga. Lose them both, we won't be in the playoffs at all. Draw them both, there's still a chance we could be in it. There's so many possibilities in today's video. Since you were last here, some very mixed results, I must say. You were last here for the 5-2 loss to Valencia and the 4-1 win against Fuenlabrada. Since then, 3 wins, 3 losses and a draw in there. Very, very mixed results. All playing the 4-3-3. Wolves try and score one more with a new formation. We started off with a 3-0 loss to Lugo, not so great. And then that 1-1 draw with Deportivo JD Meakin on the score sheet. But in a very good game, well, kind of good game attacking wise, not so good defensively. We beat Alaves 4-3 with Raul Zabalaga and Raul Jr. both picking up braces. Heading into May, Extremadura, we beat them 3-2 as well. All 3 of our strikers getting goals in that game before Jezovic picked up the winning goal in the game against Real Sporting Gijón. Since then, we haven't scored any goals and we have conceded 7 of them, but they were against Villarreal B and Barcelona B. Today, Rayo Vallecano and Elche await us. In terms of the league table, as you can see, Barcelona B have won the title, but they can't get promoted, so they've won the title, so it doesn't really mean much to them. Tenerife and Sporting Gijón are going to get those automatic places instead. There's then 4 playoff places. Valencia are currently in there right now, but of course they can't get promoted because they're a B team. So Eibar and Cordoba have already secured their playoff places. Real Oviedo and Lugo are obviously challenging for them right now, but we sit on 59 points, 2 points behind Lugo. Rayo Vallecano are just ahead of us as well. They're ahead of us by a single point. So today's game against Rayo Vallecano is really important, and even Castellón could actually come through and overtake us as well. So plenty of teams fighting for only 2 positions. It's going to be exciting. So, as you can see, we are playing against Rayo Vallecano. We need to look out for the Real Oviedo Alaves game. That should be an interesting one too. I don't think other teams have played. Lugo have already played a game. They've got a game 1 upon us, so that's quite handy. So have Castellón, actually. So it's only Vallecano and Oviedo we need to be looking out for, and of course we play Vallecano right now. We're going to stick with the 4-3-3, however we do have a few injury issues. Diego Garcia currently injured, Raul Zabalaga currently injured for the rest of the season. He won't be back in time for any of these games, out for another 4 weeks or so, so that's quite frustrating. We've just got JD Meakin back. He's missed the previous 2 games as well through injury, so good to have JD Meeks back. The rest of the lineup looks like this. We've got Dikene in goal with a backline of Diego, Cesar, Kahinde and Harry Gazzalucci. Cipollina, John and Scott Marshall through the middle with Meeks, Raul Jr. and Jezovic II starting up front. I'm quite amped up for this one. You might be able to tell because I think I've been talking quite quickly. And when I talk quite quickly, it means I'm pretty amped up and excited. Obviously, this game is apparently on TV because we've got the TV listings right now showing us the lineups, and it's exciting. So kickoff is upon us. We're at home. We just need to get the 3 points today. That's all we need to do. Is Harry Gazzalucci puts a good cross in the middle. Unfortunately, it is cleared, but only as far as our players. And Meeks can't quite get his noggin on the end of that cross. It was a very inviting cross from Harry Gazzalucci. He's put some good balls into the middle so far in today's episode. Cipollina, can he find Gazzalucci? No, no one can, unfortunately. Although the defenders can find Gazzalucci, who puts... That might have been a shot. I'm not entirely sure what he was trying to do with that. Either quite a decent shot actually from distance or a very, very poor cross. One of the two. We'll say it was a shot as Dikene is forced to make a really good save there. So I kind of want to talk about my plans for next season. However, it fully depends on if we get promoted or not. I'm not going to raise expectations. You know, currently it's not in our hands if we get playoffs or not. So I'm going to just go in right now and say we're not going to get playoffs. And my plan is to uproot a lot of the team. We've got a lot of players in the team that really aren't good enough that just keep playing. I think what I need to do is just look through everyone, be really ruthless, and it might end up gutting half the squad. And we have to bring in a lot of players, and a lot of the players we bring in might not be good either. But I feel like if we can try and start from a bit of a blank canvas, you know, start with the good players who are already here, and then build around them, that might be better than trying to shoehorn some of the players into... That's my thinking, at least. The previous 2 seasons, what I've done is stuck with the team we've had and try and build on it. And I don't think it's been quite as successful as I would have hoped it was going to be. So I feel like trying to make a blank canvas is the best way to go for next season. It's Harry Gazzalucci, another good cross in the middle, not quite meeting the head of anyone. But Scott Marshall shoots from distance, and it's Saved by the keeper. Scott Marshall is very good from long range. We've seen him score plenty of bangers from a distance in pass. He got goal of the season last year, and we've still got another chance to try and score a goal as Cipollina finds John, finds Jezovic. Good passing play. Jezovic on the ball into JD Meakin, who puts it in the back of the net. And that is the goal we need to break the deadlock and give us just a chance of getting playoffs this season now. So how does that affect the table? We don't know yet because the highlights come up. So we'll look at that in just a moment's time. Talking about trying to start on a blank canvas, two players that I do want to keep up the squad are, of course, Cahinde at centre-back and Diego Garcia at right-back. They are two of the best players in the squad, both in terms of ability and average rating. So I'm very keen to keep them at the season, keep them at the club for next season, I should say. It'll be the third and fourth season, I think both these players have been at the club. I think it'll be Diego Garcia's third season, and it will be Cahinde's fourth season, I believe. I think we might have just conceded a penalty, though. Cesar may have just given one away. It's no penalty. I'm not quite sure what was going on there. At least we've not given away a penalty. I won't ask too many questions. Still can't see the table because a highlight has come up straight away again. This time, Raul Jr. running forward with pace. He's found a bit of form towards the end of the season, scoring a few more goals, but unfortunately, that wasn't one of them. As there's another highlight just before half-time, I still can't see the table. I just want to look at the table and see where we currently sit with results as they are right now. In the meantime, Vallecano come forward and Dekene really well placed there to make a good save. He's not kept a clean sheet for a while, and he's a player we need to talk about. But we'll talk about him when we need to talk about him, when we talk about goalkeepers in the transfer special at some point, because there's a big case for him to be replaced by Gonzalez going forward. But I don't want to get too much into it because it might detract from what I'm trying to talk about right now, which is trying to win this game. I don't want to get too confused and bogged down with what I'm thinking, because I don't know what I'm thinking about the team yet, if I'm honest with you, because my head's a mess. I get really into saves, and I'm really into this one right now, and I really want to get playoffs. And everything in my head is going 100 miles an hour, as I just want to get over the line, get playoffs. I don't even care if we don't win them. I just want to say we've got there. It's a milestone to get to, isn't it? As the draw right now isn't going to put us in the playoffs as it stands. I think if we were winning again, we would be in there by 2 points, because by looks of things, where are they? Who are we looking for? Oh, it's Oviedo Alvarez, but they're not playing it. They're playing later on this evening, so that's a bit annoying. We won't actually see what happens with those teams as Jezovic hits the crossbar. Come on, we can do this. We know we can, as we've lost possession there, unfortunately. Let's win possession back. Let's get a good ball into the box delivered by Harry Gazzalucci, as he's been doing all game, and let's get that winner that we need to get ourselves into those playoff places, as John, on the ball, pumps it forward, not quite reaching any sort of target there, actually, I must say. He's not been good at all this season. John is certainly a lone player that I don't want back next season. He's not really helped us out massively this year. Harry Gazzalucci back to Cipollina, forward to no one. I think he was looking for Raul Jr., who might have just strayed offside and was trying to get himself back onside. Instead, Diego in the middle. Meeks, oh, he's put it wide. Oh, how have we... Come on, boys. Let's go very attacking, at least. Attacking. Who can we bring on the pitch instead? Not many people, unfortunately, because we... Oh, Robbo. Robbo, on you come for Michael Cipollina, please. You do that. Andre Shittigel for Scott Marshall. And I'm tempted to bring Daz Finley on for Raul Jr. because he's not played particularly well. Let's give it a go. We've got 10 minutes left in this game to just find the winner. Find the winner, and we might have one hand on a playoff place. As Cahinde back to Dekene. Dekene to clear one out from the back to Cahinde. Great clearance there. Harry Gazzalucci. Forward to Daz Finley, who can't win the possession for us, unfortunately. He loses it. And it's Rayo Vallecano. Oh, Dekene with a great save. Oh, this stresses me out so much. I think you guys can probably tell when I'm enjoying recording an episode and when I'm not. I mean, I am enjoying recording this, but not the process of the game. Oh, come on, boys. Come on. Demands more. Come on. I believe in us. Cahinde, get it forward. Do what you've been doing all season and be solid, as we can't win the header. But John has finally done something good. He wins a header. Shittigel on the ball. Come on, be our hero as Diego pumps the ball forward. Oh, if only that had just dropped behind the defender. That could have been the moment we needed. Oh, instead it's Rayo Vallecano coming forward. And they've got numbers. Too many numbers. Is that it? That could be it, you know? That could be playoffs over. I don't want to see it again. That is playoffs over. That is the playoff dream over. Snatched away from us like that. Oh, I can't believe it. We battled so hard in that game, but we're now 4 points off the playoff. There's only one game to play. Oviedo ended up winning their game as well. Oh, if only we could have just won the game. It would be a completely different story. Well, you know what? I think it's probably right that we didn't get playoffs and a chance of promotion this season. The first team as it is isn't ready. Oh, it just would have been nice though, wouldn't it? It would have been nice. So obviously the plan was to play Elche, but because there's nothing to play for now, we won't do that. Instead, we will talk about this squad. Now, I mentioned Dikene to start off with. I mentioned Dikene. Now, he is a cracking player. Really, really good. Absolutely solid. Gets really good average ratings. And although conceded 61 goals this season, we finished higher than we did last season because of we scoring more goals. The thing with Dikene is, though, look at his reports, potential to be a leading La Liga 2 player. Our other goalkeeper, Marti Gonzalez, 19 years old, reports potential to be a La Liga player. I feel like we're at a bit of a crossroads where we had it before, actually. I can't remember who our first goalkeeper was called back in the day. I can't remember his name now, but we had a crossover between him and Anthony Ward where the old goalkeeper was better, but Anthony Ward had more potential. So we had to play Anthony Ward so he could reach that potential and be better for us. I think we're at that similar sort of crossroads here where, yes, Dikene is a better goalkeeper right now, but this guy's got more potential and he needs to play games to reach that potential. So I think Gonzalez will be the first choice next season, just so he can reach that potential because he can be more useful to us down the line. That obviously means that Dikene is going to be back up next season. However, he is wanted. If a bid comes in, which is big enough by Lugo, I'd be happy to let him go. Well, not happy, but I'd be willing to let him go to make my life a little bit easier to play Gonzalez. Obviously, JD Meakin has been class this season. He's been really, really good. And actually, if we sort it by potential, obviously Raul Zubilaga's going. I want Meakin playing, I want Gonzalez playing next season. I want Gahinde and Dio Garcia back next season on loan because they are superb, as you can see by their average ratings as well. But after those players, these four players here, Raul Zubilaga will ignore him. And I suppose we can kind of ignore Gahinde and Dio Garcia because they're not our players. The only two players in the squad we've got with La Liga potential are Meakin and Marti Gonzalez. So for me, they've got to be starters next season. We've got to play them. Every other position is up for grabs, I think. Every other position, has to be up for grabs. We've got too many players lingering around the 2.5 stars, and we need to improve on that. We also need to get a bit more potential in the squad as well. I mean, Cesar's good. He's got good potential. Played relatively well this season, but only potential to be a La Liga 2 player. We need to get some players in who have La Liga potential. One, so they can play for us in La Liga, but two, so we can sell them on for profit. Now, there is plenty of potential in the under-19 squad as well. Yusuf Gazalucci, Charlie Richards, Dan Ridgewell, they've all got potential. However, their current ability not quite up to scratch yet, so they'll either stay in the under-19s, go to the B team, or go out on loan. The B team, unfortunately, there's not a huge amount of potential in there. Christian Beckus is pretty decent. He's got some potential on him, but other players in there, not so much. The one player that I am very sad to be letting go at the end of the season because it's O'Neill. All right, we've got a bit of a tricky relationship with O'Neill. He never developed properly for the main team, for us. But for the B team, he's been sublime. His contract comes to an end at the end of the season. We could give him a new contract. We'd have to give him a £1,100 per week pay rise, which I don't really want to do. However, he has just gone and scored 46 goals in 33 league games in the National League in Gibraltar. So he's a bit of a legend for the club, just for the B team. Despite all those goals, they still couldn't win the league title. Europa still the dominant team in the division. So yeah, I am pretty convinced that what I need to do is gut out this team, gut it out, and bring some better players in. Now, two are already on their way. I should show you this, to be fair. Raul Zubilaga is leading, obviously, that's one there. But these two players coming in, Luis Moreno is the first one, 3.5 star and 4.5 stars of potential, 21 years old. Again, a player we can probably sell on for a bit of potential money down the line. Looks very good. And also Juan Francisco Arrea, who's coming in to replace Raul Zubilaga as a winger/striker. And again, has got some good personality. 3.5 star current ability, 5 star potential. Looks rather decent. So this is what I mean. These are the kind of players we need to be bringing in. Young with some good current ability and some nice potential as well. That's what we need to aim for. And next season, we might have a squad that's only 18 players big, but it will be a squad full of quality. Right now, our squad isn't bad, but it's lacking in a bit of quality. We just need to up that quality a bit. And to do that, we need to get rid of a lot of players who are taking up some big chunks of wage. So I will see you next time for the transfer special, where the team is going to look very, very different, I think. For the better, I hope. Either way, if you have enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I will see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.